So hello, welcome back to this third Vlogmas installment using the slightly better natural light to show you my advent calendar from Adventures in Yarncraft. So we've been through purple, blue, green, gold, pinky colours, and we're transitioning now into these greys and neutrals. So I've got 6 days to show you. I've got 5 more of the usual advent calendar, and then I actually did get a big full-size skein for day 25, so I'll show you that as well. But for now, let's start with day 20. So I'm going to have to show you quite a few of these next to each other, because on the shorts you'll see when they came out very similar. So the first one we have here is this very pale whitey cream with just a hint of bluey grey and a hint of pink, so transitioning from the pink into the grey. This one's very pale. Day 21 was very similar. So if I just unwrap this. Now if I just show you this on camera, you can see how similar it looks. But maybe you've noticed that there is a bit more of the pink and a bit more of the grey. So if I hold them up next to each other, here is day 20 and there is day 21. So there's just a bit more of that pigment in there. Day 22. And again, if I pop this up to the camera, it's very similar. Got more speckle looking blues there, sort of a speckled pinky brown there, speckly green and pink on the end. So there are definitely differences, but if I hold up day 21, you can see that actually we've got more grey in the base than the previous two, which were a more white base. And then day 23. This one is definitely more noticeable. So definitely gone for greyer, a few speckles but not many, and those speckles are mostly just a darker grey. So if I hold it up, 22, you know, so you can see much darker now. Sorry if you can hear any banging, my husband's baking downstairs. So that was 23, and then final one for the advent, day 24. So there we go. This one is the darkest grey. I'm sort of trying to get that balance right of holding it far enough back so the natural light comes in through the window and hits it, but then not so far that you can't see anything. This is just tonal, but I can't see any speckles in it. And if I show you this one, you can see that again it goes a lot darker. So those are lost the card now, the ones inspired more by the bottom here, these greys and neutrals. The inside of sort of what looks like a great big hall, some simple linen, simple grey dress of a governess. So those neutral colours coming from there. And finally, oh no, before I do skein 25, we got this stitch marker in the grey selection. So this is another claw, so it's suitable for crochet and for knitting, and it's a little bird. So there are references to birds within Jane Austen, sort of trapped birds. So very sweet. Rose. I hope I'm remembering that. Also, I said Jane Austen. I don't mean Jane Austen. I mean Jane Eyre. I'm doing really well. I bet I've mixed that up now. I need to reread it. So some people were actually rereading this, rereading Jane Eyre along with the calendar. I've been far too busy for that, so I haven't. We did read it in school, so it's for A-level literature, but Yeah, I can remember some of it. I can remember kind of the general story, and I know there's a lot of so gothic themes, so use of weather to convey meaning and that kind of thing. And there's also sort of gothic dream as well, so like to dream connected to your emotions, but also sort of foreshadowing. So there's kind of that kind of happening as well. And I'm sure there was something there about birds, but maybe that was a different book. So now I'm going to have to reread it. But I thought that's where that was coming from. So finally, day 25. So I haven't actually told you what any of them are called. I've got a little what the colourways are called on the back here. And there's stuff, you know, about like the Moorlands and Heather and Thornfield Hall, those kind of things. But I absolutely love that the final day is called Reader, I Married Him. So this one is meant to be a skein that reflects all the colours in the palette. So I'm going to show you day 25. I really want to get a good shot on camera. So there's those greens, purples, speckling, more green, blue, gold, all on a sort of grey base. Typical, I can't get a good picture. So yeah, that's just got a little bit of everything in it. Really pretty. I love this kind of stripe there of colour, the teal and purple. I don't know if I can, a bit more tealy under there, more purple, where I've just moved the band from. So all of these were on what she calls her Luxe sock base. So this is a fingering sock weight base. It's 85% superwash extra fine merino and 15% nylon. So a little bit less nylon than what I'm used to, but that's fine. I'm hoping I can use this to make some nice garments. I don't think I want to make socks with it, but I'm not sure yet what I will make with it, which is fine. What I've done all year is I've been buying hand-dyed yarn, and I've just sort of said to myself, when people say, what are you going to make with this? Well, I don't have to make anything. I can enjoy looking at it and looking at the craft first. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take it in and then wait for something to inspire me, what I want to make with all my hand-dyed yarns. I've got vague things in mind. I've tried to get, you know, a good quantity of stuff so that I'm not limited to only making a hat or a scarf. But yeah, and actually in total I've got 24 20-gram mini skeins plus a 100-gram skein here. So we've got nearly 600 grams of fingering weight yarn. That should be enough to make a jumper even for me. So yeah, I have options. I guess it's just whether I would wear a jumper that was made out of this colourway or whether I'd prefer to make something else. Yeah, so we're not worrying about what we're making. So that was everything from the Adventures in Yarncraft Advent Calendar. Thank you for watching and just enjoying this first Yarny Advent Calendar with me. I shouldn't keep saying my first Yarny Advent Calendar because the year before, my husband actually went out and he bought some acrylic yarns sort of en masse and made me a yarn advent calendar, because at the time we really couldn't afford to support you know, hand-dyed dyers, and so he made one for me, so I got the sort of enjoyment of opening a ball of yarn every day. So I shouldn't say my first Yarny Advent Calendar, but this is like my first professional Yarny Advent Calendar, my first hand-dyed one, fingering, wool, nylon blends, you know, the sort of the artisanal Advent Calendar that I've been looking forward to saving up for, which is what we did this year. I'm really happy to be able to support a dyer here in the UK. For this, I know that there are so many different dyers out in the States doing hand-dyed yarn, but in the UK I've just found that I'm only just really discovering these people. I don't think it's maybe as well known. People in the UK, just culturally, we don't travel that far to go and get to a yarn store like people do in the States. I know that it's really common to drive for an hour or 2 hours in the States to get to the shops. That's just not what happens in the UK. So whenever we've gone out, it's been an actual day trip to actually go out and do these things and visit these yarn stores, because they're so sparsely distributed across the UK. So I have been enjoying that. I'm going to continue to do that in the new year. I'm beginning to get a few favourites that are semi-local that I can actually get to quite easily. So hopefully I'll go to more of those. So this is my last Vlogmas of the year. I'm hoping to find time to record before the new year. If not, it will just be early in the new year where I'll review my knits from the year, and that there haven't been a lot, but I still want to do a review, because I think it's important to kind of take stock of actually how much you have done in the end. And yeah, so I'll do that, and I think what I'll do is I'll just end this video with some footage of some of the things around our house over Christmas, so the lights and the decorations, maybe some baking. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this Vlogmas season, and I'll see you, if not soon, I will see you in the new year. Bye everyone.